Hello, welcome back to the Model Bench. So on this episode I am going to be working on my boat deck. This is the last deck on board the Titanic. It's the topmost deck. Obviously it's the one that contains all the lifeboats, the funnels, the deck houses. So there's a lot of work in this one. Should be interesting. So some of the stuff, obviously this is the kit part, so because I have the KA upgrade kit, what I'm going to have to do is remove all these lifeboat supports, because I have photo etch parts. What else? Yeah, there's a few bits and pieces here I have to remove, just all these, because I'm going to be putting deck down on top, you know, the usual wooden deck, so these will just all have to be removed. Underneath I have started filling the holes. I've removed the lines that Trumpeter had where you were meant to place your LED lights, but I've removed them because you can see I've just marked out here. I'm going to be doing the under here I'm going to be doing this beams and some little pipe work as well, and then obviously I'm going to be putting lights in as well. So I've started on that. I've just filled the holes, sanded them. Might need to do a little bit more filling, and then I've marked where the deck, once this is sitting on top of the deck houses, where I need to bring my beams in. I'll have to probably remark that again. I'll give this a coat of white as well, and then obviously with the deck houses sitting on top here, I'm going to have to work out where to put my little LEDs. And you see some of these, the deck house will sit here, but of course there's not a lot of room to put LEDs, so I'm going to have to work out a way of doing that. So yeah, a lot of work in this one, but obviously the first thing I'm going to have to do is just remove all the pieces off the top, all of these, and then I think I will get this nice and smooth, add in the beams, give it a nice coat of white, and then I'll start working out my channels for where I'm going to put the little LEDs, and then I'll think about wiring up. Once that's all done underneath, I can then put down my wooden deck, and then I have a lot of the deck houses built already, which I've shown in previous videos. So then I can also obviously start working out, you know, where to put the deck houses. I've also got the bridge more or less done. I've got all the little parts ready to go. So that's good. I've saved myself a bit of work there. So yeah, we'll get on with it. So here is where I am at the moment. Got my deck in place. Went down very nice and smooth. A few little dings here and there, but once everything's on it, it should be really nice. I've added in the LEDs here for this deck house, and then I just have a wire soldered coming down that will connect to one of the power lines that I already have coming up. And got all this painted. I need to add just a little handrail to these, and then as you can see, I've got all my beams for underneath all in place, and then I've just sprayed it all white, and then I've cut out little channels for the lights underneath. I've done them in groups of 4. As you can see, they work really nicely. Here we go. So they're just in little groups of 4. I've got the resistors in place, so obviously once I have all the lights in place, I can then start wiring them up properly, but they're working really nice. And a little tip, if you are doing the same, I drilled just a little hole, like a little concave hole, to put the little nano light in so that it's not visible. But of course it then was shining through here. You could see a little hot spot on top of the deck, just along wherever they were. So what I did was, and it worked really well, I just put some little silver foil, pushed it into the hole, and then if you notice, once I light them up, you don't get any light bleed underneath. So that's really great, because there's nothing worse than seeing all the hot spots, particularly on the very top deck. But yeah, so far the reason why I haven't finished more of the lights is I'm actually ran out of lights, so I'm waiting for some to come from China. There's those 4 here, and again you're just better off doing them in groups of 4. Thanks to Robbie at the Model Boat Guy, he gave me some great advice. There's those 4 over there, you can see. So they should look really well once they're all installed and connected up. They should look really well. And there's the 4 just under the bridge. I still have to add in, I think there's like piping work to go along here, so I might add that in next. What else? Yeah, it's going well. So like I say, once all the lights are finished underneath, I think I will then put this in place on the ship, and then I'll start working out the lighting for the different deck houses and getting the wiring sorted. I'm obviously going to bring up some power cables from underneath through these holes. And then it's really just a lot of surface detail. I have got the bridge section finished. I can show you that now. So here is my bridge all complete. This is the KA upgrade of the bridge. So that comes in 3 parts. It's the middle section and then the 2 ends. Once I glue it on the 2 ends, I just filled it with a little putty, give it a little bit of sand, and I'm really pleased. That came out really nice. As you can see, I've got the little bell in place. Oh, actually have to put glass behind these. I've got the panels on the inside installed. I've got the 2 little kind of navigation lights, I presume, on top here. And I've got this section painted red and this section painted green. I also have a little hole drilled out on these where I'll put the little red nano light and then the green nano light. But really pleased with the bridge. It's going to look really cool once it's in place. I must look at these life preserves as well just to see. I think there might be some colour to add to them. Yeah, probably a little bit more work done on this, but that's the main part. And like I say, really pleased with especially this curve. I've test fitted it and it just goes in really nice. And then I have all the parts for the bridge already done. So again, you can see just these are the KA parts. And you can see there I've just painted them. I've probably got too many, I'm not sure. Oh no, I don't. So this is part 62 by 7. This is obviously part Y17. Again, I just painted them in gold, a little bit of black and then a little bit of white just to give the indication of you know, markings on the lever. There's some wheels. They come out really nice. Again, part 61, 75 by 2, and then part 63 by 2. So again, this just really helps to be really organised. I know once I go to fit these into the bridge, I have them all numbered, all ready to go, and it just saves a lot of hassle. So that's where I am at the moment. I think I'm going to put this video up because all I'm really going to be doing next is adding in the rest of the lights, and then gluing this in place, and then I'll do a separate video installing all the kind of bits and pieces on top. But yeah, that's the best bit of advice I can give. You can see some of them have actually fallen out. Just a little aluminium foil just sits in there. Once the light goes in place, then it should be fine. Keep it in place, but it's great because it really does stop the light leaking through and on through the you know, getting hot spots then on the deck. So that's a nice little tip. But yeah, so that's where I am at the moment. Sorry now the videos have been it's been a while since my last video, but as I said, it was just a lot of prep work on this. I was waiting for parts. Yeah, and it's slow going. I think it's going to just get slower and slower as I get towards the end. So stick with me and we'll get there eventually. But until the next time, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.